Okay, so today I'm making aloo paratha. First I'm making the aloo mixture. What I've done is I've got 484 grams of potatoes, cut them into pieces and peeled them. You don't need to peel them, you can just pop them in and then take the skin off, but I've peeled them and I'm going to pop them in already boiling water for about 20 minutes and then I'll check them if they're soft enough. So inshallah, bismillah. They'll come back to the boil and then start counting. Okay, so while that's boiling, I'm going to make the flour. And what I'm doing is, for simplicity reasons, I'm using normal wheat flour. This is medium. And what I'm adding in there is salt, bismillah, and oil. And then by using warm water, I'm just going to mix the atta just as you do normal atta in for normal roti. Do the same thing for the paratha atta. You can do with white flour and all that, but I'm trying to keep it nice and simple, nice and easy with stuff that you have at home. So I've kneaded it and I've put it into another smaller bowl so that I can cover it, and I'm going to cover it for about 20 to 25 minutes. You can cover it with a wet damp dishcloth, so that's quite good as well, but even if you cover it like this, it's completely fine. Okay, so it's been about 25 minutes, and the way you know the potatoes are done is if you put your knife through the potatoes and it just slides straight in, then that means they're soft enough. Okay, so I'm going to drain these out and then let them cool for a bit. Okay, so this has been drained, and I just realised if I mash them while they're nice and warm, and then I can let it cool down before I make it into a proper mixture. So bismillah. Smash it in. And then I'll make it into a mixture in a bit. Because when I make it into a mixture and put the masala in, I will need to use my hands, and I don't want to burn my hands, no. So mash it and just let it cool down. Okay, so it's slightly cooler. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add in red chili, amchur masala, salt, coriander, coriander powder, bismillah rahim, and then I'm going to add in coriander leaves itself, cut up, ginger, grated really small, and I'm going to add a chili, green chili. You can add more or less depending on how spicy you want it, and also if you want it to have the flavour but you don't want it to have a kick, you can de-seed the chili and pop it in. Pop all those in and then I'm going to mix it in. Okay, so mix it in with your hands. I like to, with my hands, obviously wash your hands beforehand because you can mix it thoroughly, but you can do it with a spoon. So I'm going to mix it all up. And I also have this nice magic ingredient. I'm going to find out what it is and I'll let you know. It has such a nice tang to it. Okay, so I kneaded this a bit more, and then I'm going to pop a little bit of oil on my hand. Bismillah. Anytime now. And then just coat the dough with it. And then you're ready to start cooking. Taking a lemon sized spear, and what I've done is I've tapped it down a little bit and then put it into the flour so that it doesn't stick. Any excess flour, tap it off. And what we're going to do is we're going to roll it out. Bismillah. We don't want it to stick, so it should have a little bit of flour on it. Okay, so about this big, and then what you want to do is you want to put the same amount of potato mixture in it. Not too much because then it'll start bursting out of the paratha itself. So we've got enough there. I think we can put a little bit more in. Yeah. And all we want to do is we want to gather bera around what you've got here. And once you've gathered it, you're collecting it as you go along. And as you collect it into a little pouch, you turn it around just slightly, and then you push it down into the bera, as you can see. And that's my son. Clearly someone scored. But yeah, once you pressed it down a bit, you want to put it into the flour again, because when you're going to roll it out, you don't want it to stick to the rolling pin, and shake off any excess. And now when you're going to roll it out really gently, and you want a nice fat paratha, you don't want it to be too thin. Really gently. So it might look as if I'm doing it quite fast, but the pressure that I'm putting on the paratha is quite small. So what I'm going to do is I've heated the pan, put a bit of oil on the pan, and then I'm going to place the paratha in the pan. I'm using this as non-stick. You can use your normal tawa as well. So I've placed the paratha in there. And let it cook. When it starts changing colour at the top, I'll know that it's cooked from the bottom side, and then I'll flip it over. And whilst you're waiting for that to cook, you can prepare your next bera as well. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to cook on both sides before I start basting it with the oil. I can use a little bit of oil and baste it, or even butter. Butter will taste nice as well. So now it's nice and golden brown. It's done. Look at that. Bismillah.